Thank you, Councillor Matlow. Councillor Perruzza to speak.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, Speaker, I'd like to introduce the following motion, and I guess they'll put it up on the screen at some point. What it basically seeks to do is to ensure that there is some level of continuity in our appointments process that span terms of council. And I think, and I'll speak to some of the reasons why I think that should happen in a few minutes. Speaker, we appoint some 1,400 people to agencies, boards, and commissions. In the last review, we received 1,586 applications. The folks that did the interviews interviewed 365 people, and then we appointed a good number of them to agencies, boards, and commissions. Most of these positions unpaid and voluntary. So our ombudsman went out and took a look at this process because some folks complained to her about them. And she did a thoughtful and thorough review of the process, of the appointment process. She produced a report, and it's here before us. That report doesn't say that previous administrations got it all right. It doesn't say that. What it says is that it looked at this particular point in time and found a number of very serious problems with that process. People shouldn't get their backs up about that. What we should be saying is, thank you for the review, thank you for the thoughtfulness, thank you for the recommendations. We need to make this process stronger, clearer, a little more transparent, because what we want at the end of the day, I think what all of us want at the end of the day is to appoint the best possible people to our agencies, boards, and commissions that we can, right across the system. That's what we should, have in our sights as our objective. And not just simply to finger point back and forth about who did what and so on in this particular process. And Speaker, might I add, that to just simply think that we could extricate ourselves from the process entirely would be to say that we are no longer going to be human beings. Of course, folks are going to recognize someone and say, I like this person. It's human nature. It's okay. It really is okay. And she didn't say that there's something wrong with that. But what she does say, where there is something wrong, is when you become pushy. When you knowingly are doing something that's not right. When you knowingly know that someone shouldn't be appointed to someplace because, they may have a direct conflict with something, and you continue to be stubborn about it. Yeah, that's wrong. You need to know where that line is. And you need to try not to cross it. But when you hear comments like clean house, we inherited a mess, so therefore we have to clean house. Well, you know what that says to me? Is that maybe the process wasn't that objective. And that only strengthens the report that we have in front of us. Because what it says is there was a problem. Imagine if I had a printing business. Imagine if I had a printing business and I come in the next day and I fire everybody. Salespeople, accountants, art designers, guys who run the machines, the packers, the shippers, the whole lot of them. Is that business going to survive? I bring in all new people. Is that business going to survive? Absolutely not. It won't survive the transition. Not until people come up to speed on what it is that they got to do. Everybody knows that. Everybody gets that. Except when you look at a process like this, you say, how could people have been, so blind to that simple business practice or that simple notion that that's not something you can do? So we have a series of recommendations, and what my motion, and I...
Councillor Perruzza, would you like another minute and a half on the 5.5 minutes that have elapsed so far? An extension has been requested. There will be a recorded vote.
Councillor Kelly, please.
Councillor Milchin and Councillor Fletcher, please.
Councillor Wong-Tam and Councillor Layton, please.
Councillor Ainsley, please.
Councillor Perks.
The extension carries 24-3.
Councillor Perruzza.
So, Speaker, what's clear is that we need to make the process stronger. We need to make it broader, more inclusive. We need to get more people. We need to reach out to more communities. That's really clear. The Ombudsman has made that fact very, very clear. And our staff need to have the resources and the time to be able to manage the process better. And we, as politicians and our offices and our staffs, have to better understand that there's a line that we have to recognize that exists in these processes, and we shouldn't cross. And that's basically what the report says, and I think that we should do that. What my motion seeks to do, Speaker, is this: is get us to make appointments across councils. You can't willy-nilly just simply get rid of everybody at one time. You can't fire the entire library board at one time and appoint all new people to it in one shot your first term of council. There should be a turnover. There should be some continuity. There should be some corporate memory there. That should happen. Yes, you should bring in some new blood and new people and so on, but you need to have overlap. So we need to do that. Imagine if the electorate in the next election decided to fire all of us, including the mayor, and send a whole bunch of new people here. Imagine it. I know you can.
On that inspirational note, Councillor Perruzza, thank you very much. Councillor Pasternak to speak.
Oh, there's a question.
Oh, there's a question. Is there a question? You know what? We're not done with you yet.